Alright. So what I'm going to show you here today is a really quick and easy method that you can use to take a chunk of silver and antique it or give it a patina. We're basically going to do a chemical reaction and change the color of it. So first thing we need is just a little dish with just clean tap water, room temperature, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is going to be our neutralizing solution, and we're going to add a little bit of baking soda to it. So you probably want to add about a tablespoon per cup full. This isn't even a quarter of a cup. So we'll just put some in there. Just enough to dissolve it and make sure that we can neutralize the chemical reaction after it's occurred. And yeah, even that much right there, that's too much. But it doesn't matter. You rather have too much than not enough, because the whole point of this guy here is to neutralize what we're going to do next. So the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need a cup of hot water, and we're going to need something called liver of sulfur, and this is your oxidizing agent here, which is useful for bronze, brass, metal leaf, metal clay. What? Metal clay? Okay, so this will work on silver and any sort of metal with copper in it. It's not going to work on gold, but it does work really good on silver. So you need some of this. I'll put a link where you can find it down in the description. Derp. That'll help turn it into solution here, the cup of hot water. And then you also need something that you can hook onto the piece of silver. In this case, I got a spoon ring that I made. Now it's the Seattle skyline, and I thought it'd be cool if we could just darken up the background and then bring out the highlights. So that's what I'm gonna do here. And then you need something to stir your liver of sulfur, and yes, it does smell as bad as it sounds. Shut up. So it's best to do this outdoors, but you need something that's not going to react with it, that you can stir it into your cup of hot water. And in this case, I went outside and I found a stick. Take your cup of hot water, and they say that you use 4 to 8 drops, and the higher the dose, the more oxidation you're going to get. So I'm just going to use maybe 4 or 5 drops. Well, or we'll just do a stream of it. Yeah, that works. Burp. Yeah, that's probably enough right there. Yeah. So once you added the liver of sulfur, just take your inert stirring device and mix it into the hot water. The reason you want hot water is so that it'll turn into solution and it'll mix together really well. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is take my little copper wire here and just wrap it around and just make a little loop here on the silver ring. And then we can just dip it in, and I'll leave it for a few seconds and then pull it back out and introduce it to air. You see how much that's already oxidized. Now this is kind of cool because it actually will change colors. So depending on what you got, you can get all sorts of rainbow colors. I mean, it's kind of got almost a gold tone to it now. Well, now it's going dark. Now I'm going to have to grab a napkin or something here to dry this off. But so I'm just going to go for a dark one, because obviously this isn't really giving me the blues and the reds and the rainbow colors that I'd like it to get. And the longer you leave it in there, the darker it's going to get. I mean, we could get this sucker really dark if we want. We'd just leave it in there for a bit and pull it back out. And it's going to keep getting darker and darker. And then you got to make sure you have your neutralizing solution nearby, because that's going to stop this chemical reaction. Yeah, let's see how dark we can get that. In the meantime, I'll grab a napkin. Oh, and I got a polishing cloth with it. Bonus. Oh, super bonus. So now it's about a gray color. I don't know, I guess that would work. A little darker. A little darker. And again, I mean, some silver is going to get rainbow colors on it. I mean, if you just dip it and pull it back out, we could try another one here and show you. We can try that one. See what happens. Just dip it, pull it back out. Sometimes you get rainbow colors. You'll get blues and reds and golds and all sorts of different things. But then, when you're done and you got the color that you want, you just dip it in the neutralizing solution. Make sure you cover the whole thing. This one's kind of a little small bowl here. And that will stop the reaction. And then you can just take it and dry it off. Just another random spoon ring I made. Just dip, and there you go. So that's kind of a, I don't know, light gray. Got a little gold color in there. But that versus that, kind of a big difference. Dip it again. We'll neutralize that one. Just show a difference. Derp-a-derp. So the next step is to bring out the highlights. We got the whole thing antiqued, or got a patina on there. It's basically just oxidized. And so what we want to do is bring out the highlights. A couple ways we can do that. These are just little sanding blocks. They're nice and easy because they're cheap and simple to use. The only problem is that it's not quite as fine a sandpaper as I would like, so it'll leave marks on there that you can see. It doesn't really refine it and polish it the way I'd like. The other thing you could do is take, like, this here's 600 grit sanding paper. Anything higher than 600 or above, and that'll give you a pretty good shine on there. You can take that and just cut off a chunk, put it on a piece of wood. But you could also, if you want to spend the money, get you a set of polishing discs to go with your flex tool. So we're just gonna, for the sake of simplicity, just run this across. Because this will give you an idea. It's only going to hit the high points since it's pretty much flat. And it's still going to leave that patina on the background. I mean, you can already kind of see. Maybe you can. I don't know. So we just want to hit the high points here and take that patina off a little bit. Leave leave it on the background. We don't want to go digging in there or anything. So that's what it looks like now. A little different than before. You can actually read the text on there. Seattle wash. And see some of the details. Waterfront. And it actually gives it just a little bit of depth and keeps the patina in the background. The only problem with that method is that the inside of it is still kind of bleh. I mean, you don't have any depth or detail on the inside. It's all just the same patina color. So that's where something like this comes in handy. This is just a little polishing disc. You can buy these in kits and then just put it on a mandrel, something like that, for a rotary tool. So maybe I'll use that and put it on the inside, see what the difference is, and then we can also use the same thing on the second one here, which you can see isn't quite as dark. I mean, it's almost got a golden sheen to it. So maybe we could just run that across here and compare the difference. That'll give you a good patina. That'll bring out the details on any sort of silver with relief that you got. Just get some of that liver of sulfur and dip it in there, then dip it in your neutralizing solution, which is just baking soda and water. Real simple. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I just kind of do stuff and see what happens. And there's my fingers. You might want to wear gloves, because, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm going to get cancers. Alright, so here's the finished product. And, wow, that looks a lot better. I mean, you can actually see what's going on there. Way better than when it started. And you can actually see on the inside, there's some detail in there too. And that came out pretty good. Maybe you can see, maybe you can't. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing stuff. And then here's the comparison one. And yeah, it kind of came out okay. I like the detail on the inside of this one. Came out pretty good, but it kind of came out darker. And the outside's just kind of bleh. But we could dip this one a few more times, and I mean, I haven't even finished it. I mean, look at that. That's not a very good ring right there. So I just thought I'd do that as a comparison. And there you go. Really all you need is liver of sulfur and some hot water and baking soda to neutralize it, and a little bit of time, and comes out looking a lot better than it did before. Oh, maybe sandpaper. That might help. Thanks for watching.